Hey everyone, my name is James, and today we're finally going to be playing the Terraria 1.3 update on Xbox One. But I'm actually starting today's video on the 360 edition of Terraria, because you know I love history, and I also like to talk about my past. So the world you're looking at right here is actually one of the oldest Terraria worlds in existence, and I'm serious about that. So essentially what happened was, a couple of years ago, before the 360 edition of Terraria came out, I was actually given access to somewhat of a beta edition of the 360 edition. I was given the version that people get before it comes out to the public, and this is actually the world I created, therefore making it one of the oldest worlds, at least for the console side of things. So I wanted to show you a little bit of it, because we're actually going to try and update this to version 1.3 today. This is something that I get a lot of comments about. Will my old world work in the new edition? And it worked with PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4, but I want to see how well it works with Xbox 360, because we know that they've been having some troubles, and that's why it was late. So here we are. This is my oldest world, but it has been updated to Terraria 1.2. Can you tell what makes it Terraria 1.2? I'll give you 1 second to guess. It's the rain. There was no rain before 1.2. So this is running 1.2. Look, there's a derpling there. So I want to take you to my base. Come here. Let's just travel to the base. Here it is. It may be a Death Star. So this is all going to look so different in a little bit. Look, the clothier looks old. There he is, Edmund. He's even got a name. They removed names later on. They don't actually have names in the newer version. It sucks really, because obviously there's a clothier called James that's coming in, but maybe not anymore. Look, I've got switches for it. Hell yeah. So let me show you what the first ever Terraria world looked like. So, like I say, it's one of the first. There's obviously people that may have got it before me. Obviously, developers of the game. But this is definitely one of them. So, just a cool little point, like, look up here. Silver brick for a sky island. There was no sky brick or anything like that. There was no cloud block. It was just that. This was the world. And now, I'll show you the first ever bug that really annoyed me in the console edition. Console edition has had bugs since day one. It's never had a version where it didn't have bugs. So I'll show you it. So this is hell, right? Now, every single one of these little huts in hell does not have a hell forge. That is right. Can you imagine how annoying that is, to have no hell forge in the world? What do? Well, the trick is, guys, so you don't look here. You actually look here. This is where they would spawn. They would spawn above hell. It was so annoying at the time. Honestly, it frustrated me. And I remember doing my Wall of Flesh fight for the first time here, and it wasn't powerful enough, so I had to make a new weapon called the Sharanga. And this is it. This will be removed when we go on to the new version. The Sharanga. What an absolute legend. People love the Sharanga. It is seriously overpowered. It's got 2 Molten Furies of power. It is actually brilliant. But let's see, what else have I got that's kind of old? Just look at some of these old sprites. Look, I had a gold crown. Do you want to know why I had that? I'm a huge fan of Euromir. So that's why I have a Death Star. That's why I have a gold crown. And all of this is going to change in a few seconds. So let's move over to the Xbox 360 edition. I actually have to go and borrow one. That's how dedicated I am. I had to go and borrow one. And I almost got killed on the way back, driving on the motorway. But it's all going to change. So let's see if the oldest world in Terraria will convert over to the Xbox One. Let's see how it looks. All of this is going to be so different. It might even look better. You never know. It looked different when I built it, because I built it with the 1.1 update. And then it changed to 1.2, and it made some of these textures look a little bit ugly. But let's see. I'll see you right here in a second. Be right back. Right, so I'm back. You may notice that this is not a Death Star. Unfortunately, moving saves over from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One does not work anymore. I tried absolutely everything. Moving the world around, making changes to the world, updating the game, degrading the game. I tried making new worlds. I tried using old worlds. I tried different slots in the menu. It doesn't work anymore, and it's unfortunate because they've actually coded into this version of the game a feature that allows that. So it makes me a little bit sad that they pushed this update out with that feature not working at all, even when it's meant to work because they have it in the game. It's not like it's been removed. So that does make me sad, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think a lot of you are going to care about that. And honestly, if you're playing the Xbox One edition, you should be making a new world anyway. But it would have been so cool to see the oldest console world out there mixed into the new version, right? That would have been awesome. So I've actually been running around this version for an hour, and I've got to say, I actually think it's running really well. I think compared to when the PS4 version launched, this is feeling pretty smooth. I literally looked for all of the typical places you'd find bugs and didn't find one. And that makes me super, super happy. So I thought in celebration of a pretty good port, we would take on 2 bosses at once. This is something I don't do very often. So, you know, I thought I would give it a go. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to summon the Eye of Cthulhu. So we're in expert mode. Now, you may have noticed that my Sharanga has been Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. See? It's been too long. I've already forgotten. My Sharanga has been replaced by the Hellwing. So that's unfortunate, but I can deal with that. So what I'm going to quickly do is... Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't set my hammer to the top bar. Right, okay. Here we go. Let's try and smash this. Oh, I can't even use it. Okay, there we go. Wait. Are you gonna smash? There we go. Okay, so out here we come. Right. Let's give this a go then. Right, so we'll use a bit of mana. And now, the reason why I'm doing this is not because double bosses look awesome, because I'm using hard mode gear, right? You know, I could still lose this. But the reason I'm actually doing this is because I wanted to test whether projectiles would completely crush this game, because usually console ports look like they're doing great, but then you get a few enemies on screen and you get some real major slowdown. I actually haven't noticed any of that so far. It's been pretty buttery smooth. It's been good. I've been enjoying this. I really do feel like this edition of the game is definitely better than when the PS4 version launched. It really is. And this is cool. A little bit of classic Terraria, fighting 2 bosses at once. Look at me. Who do I think I am? I'm Euromir, right? Because I'm wearing that gold crown. But I will admit, I'm trying to downplay it, but I am actually very sad that I can't play my old world on this edition of the game. It makes me a little bit sad. But other than that, I've been loving everything. Like, I like that when you swap menus, if you want to craft a bunch of these, there's a quick craft button, so you can just hold that down and it does it automatically. I love that. The old edition didn't have that because once you started it, it would lower the frame rate and it would get all clunky. I'm liking this. This is well worth the extra time. It really is. I feel like you guys who have never played 1.3, you're going to have a great time. As long as you're not playing on old worlds, you'll have a great time. I genuinely believe that. This does make me want to play more Terraria, and that's strange because I play Terraria a lot. It's hard to get me excited about Terraria, at least for little things like this. Like a port? Oh, you would never see me excited about that, but now... Yeah. Should we try out our first expert items? Little spoiler, everyone, if you haven't played expert mode. I'm sure you guys have. It's been a while. They've got a cool way of opening up treasure banks, because obviously in the old edition, you would click right trigger on it, but why can't you click that? Because it favorites the item. Ah, so what do? Swap it to left trigger. Good idea, right? I'm in auto pause at the minute. But look at that! I got Shield of Cthulhu, Brain of Confusion. That's the ultimate combo, right? I'll equip this. Look at that! It's butter. It's buttery smooth. It is good. Honestly, I'm usually a console hater. Trust me, I actually am. But this is pretty fresh. I like this. Oh, what can I put on? Ooh, I got some tasty 1.0 accessories. So I don't really want to use that. But I'm super happy. I'm glad that they added the D-pad in again. The D-pad is great. D-pad is well needed. Come here, let's do another one of these. Let's slay this beast. But my character moved over more than fine, almost instantaneously. It really wasn't hard. I think they're honestly having a problem with worlds, and I genuinely think it's something that needs to be addressed. It's such a minor feature, but it's got, you know, people put time into these games. They need to be able to play their old editions because, look, people put hours into them. I must have put like 30 hours into that game. I mean, it doesn't look like a 30-hour save because, you know, I was only at Mithril. Was it? I was at Adamantite. But, you know, that was the end of the game back then. Like, when I made that world, there was nothing else after that. It literally ended with the mechanical bosses. That was the end of the game. There was no boss after that. So I was literally at the end of the game, and now my save is gone. Ah, it makes me sad, and I'm trying not to be, but I think it's good. So as far as my reaction to this edition, I'm genuinely impressed. I really am. That's pretty smooth. It's good. You guys need to get on this. Absolutely. Open that up. Okay. Hell yeah, look at that. And let's see, can I quick stack? I want to D-pad this. Let's see. Nice. Alright, okay guys, let me teach you a little trick. So, say you're playing the console edition, and you really want to place torches down, but you don't want to have to keep like cycling through to get torches. I'll show you how to do it. So, you go into your options, you go into general. No, actually, you go into controls. You go all the way down to the bottom, right? All the way to the bottom. And when it says quick navigation, this D-pad hotbar, you need to turn this on. Okay? So like that. So when it's full, it's on. Go into your menu. Go onto a pair of, go onto a stack of torches and set it. So I've set it to the up on the D-pad. Now if I click up, it will actually keep the torch out. In the old editions, it would literally just hold it for a second, just as long as you were holding the D-pad. So now, even if I place one, it will remain out in my inventory. That is actually really good. That's one of the things that put me off console edition back in the day, the fact that you couldn't just keep a torch out. But now you can. And then when you're done, just move left or right using the back bumpers or the top bumpers, and there you go. You can swap between your weapons. Click up again. Look at that. I've got torches out. That is actually a really big thing because it shows that they've really thought about that. Yeah, colour me impressed. I think they've done a fantastic job. Right, so I'm actually going to end today's video there, guys. That is just my reaction to 1.3 out on the Xbox One. It was going to be something entirely different. It was going to be about historical worlds and playing them on the new editions, and I was going to do some mechanical bosses, but unfortunately I don't have my saves anymore, but, that's not my fault, and that sucks. That aspect sucks. I can't do anything about it. But for now, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Peace.